It's the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show with Lady Love, Bad Bunny, and I go by Miss Lissa. We gon' wake that ass up. It's the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show, and Cheese Show. We give you what you need, yo. You need, yo. Every 3 times a week, yo. It's the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show, and Cheese Show.
Yeah, bacon, egg, and cheese, about to wake that ass up. Girl, who is you playing with? Wake that ass up. Told your big daddy when you wake your ass up. Yo, what is you waiting for? Wake that ass up.
After we do the show, then stop. Then what? Subscribe it like it's hot. After we do the show, then stop. Now what? Subscribe it like it's hot. Now subscribe it like it's hot. Now subscribe it like it's hot. BEC, so subscribe it like it's hot. So subscribe it like it's hot. So subscribe it like it's hot. BEC, so subscribe it like it's hot. So subscribe it like it's hot. Subscribe it like it's hot.
So let's get the show started, ladies and gentlemen. Rock, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
First, I'm going to come against all of this disruptions, all of this bad reception. What is going with the Wi-Fi? I don't know, but we're going to rebuke that. Welcome to the show, Rockwilder. How are you? You are a friend to the experience. We have seen you in the comments section a couple of times, so I'm pretty sure you know what's about to go down. Hi, Bunny.
Hey, Lissa.
I'm so sorry about the disruptions. Welcome to Bacon, Egg, and Cheese, where we chop up these hot topics, dish this dirt, and serve it to you raw. You see the legendary producer, Rockwilder, is in the building. We want to get into Rockwilder and his journey, but first, let's acknowledge, because we didn't get a chance to do this the last show, Sidney Poitier passed away, and then yesterday, Bob Saget, everybody's favorite Caucasian father, Full House, passed away. So, love and
Mtume, juicy fruit. Rest in peace to.
If anybody has any Full House stories.
And then Mtume, rest in peace. You know, legendary producer and produced Juicy Fruit and a whole bunch of other hits. You know what I mean? The retrograde is coming. You said the retrograde is coming.
It's crazy out here. We definitely have to stay safe. Do you have any, what kind of TV show do you like? Did you like Full House growing up, Mr. Rockwilder?
Yeah, I love Full House. I love Different Strokes. I love but I like the one that had that beautiful song. What will we do, baby, without us? I think
Hey, what will we do, baby?
Sing it back.
Come on, Bunny.
It was the one with Michael J. Fox in it.
I'm about to say Three's Company. That ain't it. Family Ties? Was it Family Ties?
Yeah, it was Family Ties, not Family Matters. Family Ties.
Family Ties. Speaking of ties, how did you get tied into producing? How did you get tied into hip hop?
Well, I was around a lot of great influential people, man. Like, I was blessed to be in Queens, where we moved to. Like, we were in Bayside, but then we moved to St. Albans. But it was weird when we moved to St. Albans. Not only was hip hop was about to form, you know, it was like so many things happening. Like, as soon as I moved to Queens, like, out. You know, we had the park jams. You know, I had two of the most amazing MCs, like, that was rocking the neighborhood at that time. It was Spank G and Dada Rock, and everybody had a crew. Like, you know, my block, there was a crew called Apollo Sounds. My brother was a part of it. You know, Zach. You know, Boss. You know, we had a little crew. It was Lady B, Lil Lee. You know what I'm saying, with Lisa. And it was just, everybody had a crew. You know what I'm saying? You had that sweatshirt, you had your crew on it. And you know, just being in the area of it. But what was crazy about it, that around the time Suck MCs and all of that came out, LL lived right across Farmers. Down the block was Shake and Kyle, my boy Shake, and he was young and he was dancing. He was like in the 7th grade. He was dancing, and then we had 40 Projects, and then we had Larry and Troy. We called them Larry and Troy, but that was really Organized Confusion. You know, but then, you know, all of us was taking the bus together. It was me, Roby, Fife, and then when I went to church, you know, and the minister, you know, my mother was ordained to be a minister, but then there was another man that was ordained to be a minister, and he ended up being Play from Kid and Play.
Oh, wow.
School was Shazzy. I went to school. A lot of people know, you know, Shazzy, the rapper that was on Electra. I went to school with Shazzy and Irv and Malira. So it was just around me. It was. I think at that time, I'm pretty sure everybody was like centered in like this hip hop thing that was about to happen. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy. You know?
That's fire. So what was your first like in the music
breakout
industry?
beat?
Yeah. What was the first like? Oh wow.
My first in was when I got with when I gave Shake and Damien, you know, because Damien used to stay at Shake's house from Guy. He used to stay at Shake's house. I gave them a tape that me and my boy Tariq had did, and they had a manager named Mike Argyle. Mike Argyle took me over to Zan's house in Jersey, and I got cool with this dude named Zan, and he pretty much taught me how to do the music. And then after that, I was doing music for. I was also running around with Prince and Troy from Organized Confusion, and you know we had a little crew there. It was like me, Nice, Sage, you know what I'm saying, you know, Casper, you know, and we was all doing beats. And then it was just like, and then it was just like I did stuff for Derelict Camp. I did stuff for Flatliners, Redman, and Organized Confusion, kind of like at the same time. Everybody had got deals, and everybody was doing it. So my end was like around that time, like, but everything was happening because Flatliners, you know, my boy Tempest worked at Hot Wax with Sage, and then you know, Prince and Troy had just went to Hollywood Records. I know Disney Records or Hollywood, some records with Organized Confusion Stress album, and then Redman had just came on the scene. You know what I'm saying? And Shazzy had just did her song with Electra. So everything was happening at the same time.
Before I ask you about, you know, you and Redman linking up, you have your own sound, Rock. You know, like Timbaland has his own sound, Heatmakers has their own sound, Bink has his own sound. There's certain producers that I've been blessed to have, you know, relationships with.
Yeah.
Like how did you authenticate your own sound? Because you don't really sample. I've never heard a beat where you sampled unless I missed something.
Nah, I don't sample. To tell you the truth, man, I had said that I was gonna start really just saying that, you know, it was just a blessing. Like I learned how to play the piano real early. A dude taught me how to play. His name was God rest his soul, and he used to play for my brother's choir. And you know, I just determined to play music. I don't know theory. But I know feel. So I'll play around. Like you won't see me in front of a machine going like this. You'll see me in front of a machine going like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was about to do the Rockwilder. Like Rockwilder will go there and his head, you'd be like, is he having a seizure? Rock will be there like, and like you know when Rock's jaw is moving, that's when you know a fire ass beat is coming out because he just loses. Like, I've seen Rock make beats like 5 beats in 20 minutes. Amazing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to control that autism, luck. I'm trying to stop chewing my tongue and trying to stop, you know, doing that. It doesn't look good when you're older. You know what I'm saying? The habits carry on in a conversation. Like,
you know what it is though, Rock? Forget how it looks, because you know when you're doing music does not always look good. Like when people are singing, you know, what I mean? It's not about the look; it's about what comes out. Pause. And like when you're making those beats, it's like you damn near in a trance. Like I got the honor to sit there and watch you create and watch you cook up from the beginning. So it's not like I'm watching you to be a model. I don't expect you to come down the runway, but watching you. It's just like you get into this musical trance, and it's like it's not rock anymore. It's like wherever the music gods are, they've taken over, and he's sitting there and watching with the keys, and he ain't got little fingers. You know what I mean? So to watch him beat up that keyboard, you know, it's just amazing. You wouldn't, like, just looking at Rock, you wouldn't think that he makes the, oh yeah, Amadeus too. You wouldn't think that the sounds that he's make is just incredible.
How do you go about your sound selection?
Huh?
How do you go about your sound selection? Like,
babe, I love everything. I love everything. Like I am such a head. I will listen to country, jazz, opera. Like, you know, the crazy thing is that when I play music during the day, I play jazz. I don't play hip hop. I don't play hip hop at all. Like, I don't play hip hop until I have to work. But when it comes to me just thinking and about, like, I remember I used to do studio sessions in New York, and I would drive home playing jazz music, all just coming down from that high of whatever the day was. I would just do jazz music, and I would just be like, it's to the point now it's crazy because my son will be in the back of the car now, and all he knows is the jazz music I play, and I have a certain playlist I play, and it kind of reminds me of just like the day, like it just makes me think about life, makes me think about everything, and I use that to kind of like come down. So when it's time for me to come back to do a hip hop track, I'm just as interested as I am when I'm finding the music or doing the music or anything. So wherever place it takes me, because you know, a lot of people say, although it's a signature sound, they say a lot of tracks don't sound the same. Like If by Destiny Child don't sound like Do It Again by Jay-Z. Jay-Z don't sound like Dirty. You know what I'm saying? Dirty don't sound like Oh No. Oh
They
No.
don't say, with your friend, Yo, Rock, I'm going to talk to you today like you're not my man for 20 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I've known Rockwilder since I signed to Def Jam. I had the honor to be running with his crew. I had the honor to be the little young light-skinned chick in the backseat.
You remember that picture we took with Ellis and Redman and everything? We looked
in
like
the Source magazine.
We look like the X-Men. Like, that was crazy.
Can I tell that story, man? I'll tell that story later. Well, okay. So Rock, so how did you and Redman link up? Because I know that, you know, for a minute, you know, you've worked with Reddy. You've done a lot of his signature sound. Like, how?
Yeah. Well, Redman Redman is a very, very weird story because at that point of my career, everybody was just like, yo, there's a dude by the name of Redman. Yo, it's crazy. Yo, EPMD just put on a dude named Redman. So I would see him like in videos and stuff like that. And, you know, Red lives in Jersey. He lives in Newark. So you don't even think that we would cross paths. You just wouldn't even think that would happen. And then all of a sudden, Shazzy ends up knowing K Solo. But then Shazzy also is although she lives in over by how can I say it? Like kind of like Hollis. She also knows people in my hood in Queens and in St. Albans. So she comes to a barbecue that my boy Little B was throwing, and that was the day that Redman had just ripped Monticello Park. He ripped Monticello Park with Biz. And out of nowhere, just K Solo pulls up, Redman pulls up, goes right to the backyard, gets him a plate. So on the way out, I said, yo, you Redman, right? He said, yeah. He said, yo, he's dope. So Red goes across the street with his plate and just opens up the truck and start playing beats. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there, you know, just bopping my head with the beats, me and my boy Tyrone. And we bop our heads to the beats, and we like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool. So he asked me, he said, yo, you do beats? And my boy Tyrone said, yeah, go get your tape. So I went and got my tape, and I played it for him. And he said, yo, man, he said, when I come back from the Hit Squad tour, I'm gonna check you out. I said, all right. Now, mind you, we didn't have phones then. Pages. So, you know, somebody telling you that they're going to rock with you, and then they leave and go off into the night, and then you ain't got nothing but a pager. You know what I'm saying? You're on a wing of the prayer. You just like, okay, I guess the anticipation of somebody getting with you, being that you ain't have a phone, was just like you waited. You waited for the page. You waited for your people to go off. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I remember I went down to Teddy Riley's studio with Xander Man, You know what I'm saying? At around the time.
You just threw that out there. I went down to Teddy Riley's studio. You know, you just throw it out there.
Retro Day.
Zan, a lot of people don't know. If you know what I'm saying? Like Zan, the man, I don't know. Zan is when Teddy Riley says, I got Zan the Man, Redhead, Boy George, Kingpin, B-Boy, and my man Bobby Brown from New Jack Swing.
Right.
Zan the Man is that dude. So Zan took me down to Teddy Riley's studio right around the time that they were working on the Right Here remix. And you know what I'm saying? With Pharrell. And Pharrell had just, Pharrell and my boy Todd Fife, back then his name was Quick, and Teddy had just, and Markel had just did Rump Shaker. So it was around the time that happened.
They on fire right now. They on fire.
On fire. So I went down there, and we were supposed to stay, but Zan ended up coming back. So when I came back, I came to the house, and my mother said, yo, some dude by the name of Redman called. And now, mind you, when Redman called, I had to page him. And then he had to call me back. You know what I'm saying? So now, you're still waiting. You like, but then he called me, and next thing you know, you just heard the weed, you heard the music. He was just like, yo. I said, yo, what's up? He said, yo. I said, what's up? He said, yo. I said, what's up? He said, yo, what's up, nigga? I said, yo, what's going on? What's going on? He said, yo, where you at? Where you at? That dude came. I don't know if that night he came in a stolen car, but one night, I think he came in a gray car. It was stolen. They had stolen it. He came to New York, picked me up, and drove around the hood, smoked weed, and played his album.
Fire.
That's fire.
Album, yeah.
Y'all got any questions? I can keep going. I want to.
Well, I have reached out to some producers, so I have some production questions. I already asked one, and Luck already asked you another one. So, your song with Redman and Method Man, it was kind of unformatted. It wasn't like the same format that everyone was doing, and it was actually like under 2 minutes and maybe like 30 seconds. Like, were you afraid to step out and be thinking out of the box? And also, what was people's initial reaction to the song not being formatted? How it's normally a song is normally formatted.
Who convinced Kevin and them to put that out with no hook? Go ahead.
What happened was that when we did the record, Red and Meth had did their first. No, I'll tell you this first. Meth wasn't supposed to rap when the beat was building up. He was supposed to rap when the beat dropped. So when I was in the studio and he did microphone checker, I said, yo. I said, you wasn't supposed to start there. He said, what do you mean I wasn't supposed to start there? I said, yo, you're supposed to start when the beat drops. He said, well, yo, that's how I wrote it. And then my boy that was in the studio, Twin, was just like, yo, no, that shit sound crazy. Like, let him rap in the build-up. So we did the build-up. He did it. Meth did their verse. For some reason, they couldn't get back in the studio at the same time to finish it. And it ended up being kind of like an interlude to take the last song into the next song. And the curse is that it was too short. The gift is that being that it was short, everybody wanted to hear it again and again and again. It just had an energy on the album that when that song came on, you know, from what I heard, they had another single in play, Tear the Roof Off, that he produced. But then they ended up choosing the Rockwilder. I guess just for the gift and the curse of it being so short, but the fact that it being so short, you want to hear it again and again and again and again. I think the writing on that song was so clever. Like Meth with the beginning, and then Red's ending, and then the Cypress Hill sawed-off shotgun, hand on the palm. It's like everything worked. It's just like
la 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 la.
Yeah.
Shout out Rated R, another legendary producer in the Q Rated R. So Rock, what was your first breakout hit? Like I'm on, y'all.
I think my first breakout hit to the masses was "You Came Up" by Big Pun. Yeah, that was like the one that really solidified it. Big shout to Loud Records, Shane, Maddie, and Arlene and Andrina that was actually managing me at that time. Andrina Hale. Yeah, we put that together and it worked out very well. You know what I'm saying? And that was the one. It was also nominated for a Grammy too.
Come on, drop the accolades, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, so that was like my first initial like bomb. But being with Redman and being with the Flatliners and being with Organized Confusion, because I'd also produced on the album with Stress, Organized Confusion. That album had made a big deal in the hip hop industry because it got 5 mics in the source, and you know, Organized Confusion was like this team of 2, like they were just dope. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you know, it was just a lot of credible stuff that I was doing. But I think the one that people would notice me from is You Came Up.
So really quick, in the queue, somebody asked, they said, what was it like working with Pun? We only hear like Fat Joe's take on things. What was it like to have a studio session with Pun?
Who?
How was it working with Big Pun in the studio? Like, how was the studio session?
I was ready. But Big Pun was amazing. He you know, you'll hear him coming in the studio because you hear boom, 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 boom. He's a big dude.
Start shaking.
Yeah, big dude. Working with him was crazy because a lot of the ideas, if you listen to the Capital Punishment album, you think that you had A&Rs, and everybody putting people together. That dude knew exactly who he was going to put on each song. He knew what he was going to say in the hook. He knew how the record was going to go. Like when he heard You Came Up, he said, "Yo, Rock, I'm gonna go at this like how Pac rap, like with Pac." He said, I'm gonna attack this like Pac. So listen to You Came Up really good. He's rapping like with a Pac feel to it, you know. But then when we did Super Lyrical, he had like an approach that he was gonna use because he knew he was using Black Thought on the album. You know what I'm saying? And Black on there, and then like you know, Super Lyrical became its own baby as well.
Do you have a favorite beat that you made? Like, what's your favorite beat?
I got it.
Everybody would think that the Rockwilder is my favorite beat, but my favorite beat is Everybody's Crazy by Nas. A lot of people,
why?
one that was on the Lost tapes, but I love how that beat came about. I love the fact how I played it. I just like what I had to do to get it popping that way. It's one of my in the files, but that's my favorite. And Murder Rap by Fat Joe.
In this one,
You gotta turn it up. Come on.
Oh my God, bro.
come on, Rock, come on, Rock. Come on, Rock.
That's when everybody was doing this.
That's Lady Luck and Lil Mo, Rockwilder.
In the video
come
live.
on, Rock.
Hey, ladies. What's up with Hey Ladies, though?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't pull that one up. I got to pull that one up. Yeah, me and Rockwilder got some things. So outside of the Lady Luck box, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I told you, me and Rockwilder has rich history, but I never got a chance to ask you, what was it like working with Janet Jackson, and how did that come about?
Oh, man, Janet Jackson was another. Janet Jackson has so much, like I wish that I was reading books back then, because I always say that when people, you know, when you want to do something and you want to do something really bad, you put that out into the universe, and then the universe starts working for you. You know, that's something that I had to realize after I started books. I wish I would have read books and knew that formula, like back in the early 90s, and then kind of like did that thing. But I don't know if it would have worked the same way, because me wanting to do shit was just like, you know, I always had this feeling of, if I'm here, if I want to be here, all I do is got to think about myself being there, and somewhere down the line it works. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying, but it really works that way. Like the law of attraction, you wanted to be things that you want out in life, and then you all of a sudden you put your best towards it, and then it works. You know what I'm saying? But Janet was crazy because my brother was a Janet Jackson fan. Like, he had pictures everywhere. So I remember going to his room because my brother used to, it was me and my brother, you know, we all was back at the house. And I used to go downstairs and just, like, me and him be laughing for, like, hours out the day before I start the day. So I used to tell him, I was like, you know what? I said, one day I'm going to produce for her. And he was, you know? I said, yeah, man, I'm gonna produce for her. And I said, I'm going to invite you to a show, and she's going to be performing my music.
Mm.
And I just said it like laughing. We was just laughing. Yo, I went upstairs and produced 5 records for Janet, not knowing how I was going to meet her or nothing. I was just playing. I was just doing the beats, right? And I told my brother, I said, yo, I said, come here, Dale. He said, what? I said, I will play this for her. And he was like, yeah, that do sound like some Janet joint. So then I did another one. I said, yo, check this out. I'll play this for her too. It's like as if I was working with her already, right? But I had these tracks and I just put them on the side. And I was like, all right, if I ever work with Janet, this is what I would do. You know what I'm saying? So the Rockwilder comes out. My manager, James Ellis, calls and says, yo, are you driving? I said, yeah. He said, pull over. I was sitting there rolling some weed. I was rolling because I used to drive my knees and roll.
Pack.
How much weed I used to smoke?
A lot of weed.
So I was sitting there driving. He said, yo, he said, pull over. So I pulled over. I rolled my weed. He said, yo, I just got a call from a manager. He said, his name is Lindsay. He said, yo, he's Janet Jackson's manager. He said, Janet Jackson came in my office and said, find Rockwilder. Find him. This is around the time I did the tracks and everything, right? So I called her that night. We talked. Cool.
Just says it normally. I called Janet that night.
He didn't even have to beep her.
Huh?
You didn't even have to beep Janet.
Yeah, I ain't have to beep her. We had the little flip phones. We had the little flip $100 a month phones, right? You know what I'm saying? So I flew over there with her. We did the album, worked with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Like, come on. And yo, no lie, the album comes out. We did these 5 amazing songs on the album. The album comes out. Guess what happens? I bring my brother to the show. She's coming down performing my record. My brother says, yo, but I wasn't doing it like, see, I told you. I was just doing it like, oh shit, that happened. Like,
manifested it.
Like,
what came first, Rock, the album or the Nutty Professor soundtrack? Or that was all
Nutty
together?
Professor came because of the movie.
Okay.
And being worked on afterwards. Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of movies, okay, matter of fact, let's not even get into topics yet. We would love to play a game with you, Rockwilder. So here on Bacon, Egg, and Cheese, we chop up hot topics, dish the dirt, give roses and appreciation to legends, but we also love games. So one of our favorite games is a game called Mumble Rap. And for those that are new to the show, Mumble Rap is a game where we have teams. It's going to be Babs and myself against Rockwilder and Lady Luck.
Come
We're
on, Rock.
take turns mumbling a song.
They be cheating, Rock.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a rap song, but you do have to mumble, hum, or you just can't say any audible words. And then whoever gets to 3 songs first wins. We'll give you a little example because Luck says we do this song every week, so we're gonna get this song out of our system. Ready? This is your example. Okay.
Oh, come on. We're dipping in the bands with the spoilers.
Right. This is
okay, so he got it.
Okay,
all
right, so y'all go first. Since you all man.
No, y'all go first. Y'all always go first.
No, your partner's aggressive, okay? He's ready to win.
Rock, they always cheat me.
He's
like
ready
this,
to win.
They treat me bad. I'm light-skinned, so you know what I mean? I gotta stand up for my rights. So let them go first. Let them go first, Rock.
Okay. Let me think of a song. Okay. Damn, let me think of a song. Okay. Wait. No, wait. Okay.
I'm cheating today.
You thinking? Okay. Why we gotta go first? Because I thought you was gonna want to go first.
All right, I'll go first.
Are you gonna cheat? Okay. That's what we do. Okay.
You guys say it's Rock.
Oh, doesn't really matter.
Isn't it cheating if you do his songs? Oh,
no.
That's what we doing?
Did you do the rules? I didn't hear the rules.
Okay. Are you ready, Babs? Babs, are you ready?
I think you're on mute, Bunny. You on mute?
Oh, yeah, I'm on mute.
Okay.
Let's fucking go. Let's go.
Okay.
It's on me. It's on me.
Wait, what she said?
She ready. She ready. Y'all think it's just sick.
That's what we doing. We doing that.
All right.
What is that?
Oh, we gonna do it again. Hey,
Okay.
hey,
That's
we
what we
gonna do it
doing?
again.
That's what we doing? It's the
Yeah,
Rockwilder
yeah.
edition of Mumble Rap.
Okay, here we go.
Rockwilder,
All right, here we
it's
go.
on you.
Ready, lock?
Yup. I hope so. I know this.
No, you don't.
Okay,
bitch.
okay. She ready to guess,
You
sir.
don't.
She ready to guess, sir. Go ahead. What is it? You said you know it? No, no,
No,
no,
no.
no. What is
Wait,
it?
I was getting it.
Well, what is it? What is it? Get it. What is it? No. There's no bada ba. No more bada bots.
All right, fuck it. I lost. What is it?
No, you
Rock?
didn't. Now it's our turn. The first people to get to 3.
Okay,
Now,
go ahead,
speaking
right,
of
do it again.
threes, buy these
It was-
glasses in 3s after the show. You can go to MissLissaKnows.com. Now it's on you, Bunny.
That was a Janet Jackson song.
Yeah,
That's
that-
number one. That's number one.
So we
hold
got
on.
the point.
Touch me. Me.
Oh, we got the point.
You ain't never.
She's mumbling too. How
No,
you
but
get
she
the
got the
point?
song, baby.
She
She got the song.
No.
She knew the song. So now, wait a second.
You can't mumble back.
No, wait, she knew the song. So now it goes back to you guys, actually. So now it's back on you, Luck, because now we have 2 points. So now we throwing
Yo,
it back
y'all
to you.
niggas is some cheaters, yo.
That's not.
Yeah,
No, hold on.
what you
First of all,
got?
I made the game up. How can I cheat a game I made up? So the way it
Yo.
goes is if you
All
get
right,
it
I got
wrong,
it. I'm
we
cool.
have
I'm
the.
cool. I'm cool. Me and Rock.
No, but I
I'm
want to
dating.
explain it. No, I want to explain it to new people. No, but I do want to. I mean, no, I want to explain it to new people that's coming through Rockwilder. The way the game works is if they get it wrong, we have the option, we have the opportunity to take the point by guessing correctly, like Babs did. So now we have 2 points, and it's back to you.
But time out. So you can mumble back.
She guessed the song. She said it's a Janet Jackson song.
But what was the name of the song, Miss Lissa?
Oh, she didn't say that?
No, she mumbled back. No point.
All right, no point.
No point.
No point.
No, they didn't say. They put it in the comments
No
already.
point.
No.
I said no point.
I know. I'm just talking to Babs. Yo,
Oh,
Rock, it gets
listen,
crazy
it's
in these
fine.
streets.
It's fine, but I still knew it. But bitch, you ain't have a clue. Talking about, I know that. No, you don't.
Yo, my turn. My turn.
Yes.
Is it my turn?
No, it's our turn. You
Okay,
didn't give
go
us
ahead.
the point. It's
Go
down
ahead.
to
No
me.
point. No point. 1-1. Go ahead. No point.
Is it a Cameron song? Where you taking me, baby? Are we going down south? What was that? Where are we at? Are we in Brooklyn with it?
Sound like Mace.
Luck, you know it? Rockwilder, do you, either of you know the song?
What? I fell in and then I fell back because I was just like, I think I know what that is, but I don't think I know.
I'm back and I'm hitting them hard. Tits don't sag.
I don't need a push up, bra. Okay, okay.
Babs got a brand new car.
Well, when I did that to Babs, she didn't know it either. When I did it to Babs, she didn't know it. She was like, what song is that? So wait, everyone. Get familiar. Babs, Lady Luck, and Rockwilder have a plethora of songs that you can stream after the show. Don't forget to support Black people doing Black things. I am Miss Lissa Knows, and I approve this message. Whose turn is it now?
Marmalade. Baby Marmalade. Let's go.
Okay. You ready, Babs? You ready, Babs?
Let's go.
Hello? What we not doing is that, okay? The hell?
All right.
The hell?
Rock, this is for the win.
This for the money.
This for the money right here. Okay.
It's gonna be okay, hold on. I gotta get a good.
Do me right, Rock. Do me right.
I gotta get a good one.
All right. It don't have to be good. This gotta be easy.
Okay.
Luck don't know.
Luck, you know it? Ready? Luck turn. You know it, Lucky? You still going? It's done,
Wait.
No, it's done. It's a 15-minute clip.
Come on. Can I hear that part, Miss Lissa, please?
No. What we not doing? Okay, go ahead, Rock. Hit it. You the super producer. Now you doing the whole thing. No, it was the key. It was the key for me.
Open up shop.
My nigga had to do the whole verse.
Oh.
All right.
Like a rough riders roll.
I've been through it though, so it's like, damn.
You niggas
like,
want to die?
All right. That was fun. If you love the bacon, egg, and cheese experience from the games to the hot topics and you want more, make sure you are subscribed to the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese channel on YouTube. And shout out because last guest, what was that baby's name? Doggy Diamonds. I feel like he triggered my mind. I forgot to tell everyone. We are on Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartMedia, wherever you listen, we on those platforms either. We're not a podcast, we're a talk show. This is the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese experience. Now, we're not a podcast. We're
subscribe to the YouTube channel and also hit the notification bell so you'll see, when we load up.
And shout out right quick. Shout out to the consulting guy, Music Now, Joy, Short Sexy. Every show she's showing love. My baby Nunu Maria, she wore 2 badges. Lovely. Sean, Bring the Beats, always showing love. Thank y'all for the money.
Now, speaking of the money, it seems as though everyone is getting into NFTs, and I'm still trying to figure out what that is. But there's a young woman by the name of Stephanie Motto. Stephanie was on a show called 90 Day Fiance, and she started selling farts in a jar. She said that she's made so much money that she is now turning her farts in a jar into a very lucrative NFT business. Now, talk to me about this. Like, what am I in the wrong line of work? Farts in a jar, NFTs? Let's talk.
You want me to answer that?
Please, sir.
Well, the crazy thing about me is that I am involved in like 3 NFTs and still don't have no knowledge about what's going on. I'm about to start a new company tomorrow. Big shout out to my boy Matt, and I still don't know what's going on. But I already did an NFT stuff. I'm about to do an NFT album with Redman. I'm about to do one with the Flatliners, and I'm also about to do some with music behind it for another company. And I still don't know what, but I do. My crypto coin game is about to get rocking very well. So big shout out to Anthony Smith. If you're not in the hyperverse, get in the hyperverse. But I am definitely rocking hard with my crypto coin right now. So I'm definitely in. I'm in like Flynn. So on the blockchain, metaverse, hyperverse,
we don't know what's going on. We just know we there.
He said we in here, all right?
Yo, y'all should see me. I be in this bitch like this.
I'm about to have some serious coins. I ain't back.
Yeah. Well, the NFT game, you know, like Rock said, it doesn't matter how many videos I watch on it. I'm still a little confused. Shout out to Casey in the queue. She's helping me out with that. Whatever way you get it. I'm not one to sit here and knock you. You know, you're not on OnlyFans doing wild stuff. So if you could get money for it, get money for it. I even heard Melania Trump is getting involved in NFTs, and she's selling one of her speeches she probably stole from Michelle Obama. But bottom line, you know, any way that you can involve yourself in the future, because I feel like that's where we're going now. It's opening up the lane for more entrepreneurs. Non-fungible token. Hey, I could break it down for you. I could tell you, like, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, NFT stands for non-fungible token. I forgot what they said is fungible, but basically, you could buy something and but it doesn't exist in real life, which is crazy. You can buy, they have paintings that you would put up, but you can add your stuff with it. So like, let's say somebody buys your album, you could send them like a vinyl that goes with it, but it's basically things that exist on the internet. You purchase it, and once you buy it, when you resell it, you make your money, and the person who you bought it from receive royalties forever. And I mean, there's one young lady who made $5 million, young girl, like 12 years old, made $5 million off of a painting that she made. So it's definitely, go to OpenSea. It's definitely something that everybody should be getting involved with, either whether you're buying it or you're selling it. I still don't understand it, but like you said, I'm there. Like they told me about the metaverse. I don't know what's going on. I'm buying real estate. I don't know, but I'm there, you know? So shout out to everybody. You know who put me up on this for a long time, and I'm sorry I listened to him when I was supposed to. Shout out to Vinny, Naughty by Nature, Uncle Van Rock. He's been telling me about this stuff for a minute, and it just sounded so Chinese to me. And now when you sign on, they got their own house. They got a mansion in the metaverse. You could go in there and buy paintings as NFTs. Like Uncle Van Rock, Naughty by Nature, he's really involved with it. So shout out to him.
Yeah, the virtual shit is about to get popping. People, please get in tune with it. Please do not be scared. You're not scared to give the bud man all of your money. Please don't be scared to invest in yourself. You go into the liquor store and you giving the lady in the liquor store all of your money for the Henny. You're getting no return off of that. There's no possibility of getting a return off of that. Please do not be scared, people. Please.
Invest in some stuff.
Now,
especially right now, the crypto market is down this morning. I'm looking at it and I'm getting very upset. If I know anything from this roller coaster that I've rode the last 2 years, now is the time to buy. Now, of course, it's hard to say you want to buy because you just lost money. It's like you're at the casino. You just put up $5,000. They say your money is not here. You be like, wait a minute, I'm gonna put up another $5,000 because your $5,000 didn't leave. You bought some real estate into that coin. So right now, especially Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen, Ethereum is powering these NFTs that we're talking about. So eventually Ethereum is going to be bigger than Bitcoin. And y'all see how far Bitcoin went up. 60,000. This morning is 41,000. The prices is dropping. So if there's anybody who's going to take over the crypto game in the next 3 to 5 years, it's Ethereum. So today I would tell y'all to go put some money behind Ethereum or Ethereum Classic, which is the smaller one. Pause. And right now it's like $29 to buy a coin. And I will also tell you to invest into Soul Coin. That is what we are launching February 1st. Rock, I see all the information. So yeah, we got a lot of things to do this year.
Do it for your kids too, and get some damn life insurance. Because I'm not giving no money to no GoFundMe accounts. Okay,
no more.
Done.
Speaking of investments, fans are claiming that the BMF star Little Meech is not investing in his personal hygiene. They saying that Lil Meech is a little funky, and nobody would have knew about it if 50 Cent didn't repost it. Let's go to the video.
No, 50 is a cold nigga. No, he didn't repost it. No. What, 50 put it up?
I just want to say, Lil Meech was very musty on Friday night. He had went to 6 places, and he smelled like a pound of onions. I just want to know what possessed him to put on that long sleeve shirt and to be so musty like that.
I know you lying.
I'm not lying. They said Meech smelled it like a pound of onions.
If you smelled it like a pound of onions, and I believe her, because one thing I believe is somebody from New Orleans and they voice. Like, what she got to lie about? How do y'all feel about celebrities having bad hygiene? Have you ever had an encounter with somebody that was a little funky?
It don't matter if you were celebrity or not. At the end of the day, he could have had a bad day. When you working hard You know, sometimes things happen. Now, maybe somebody around him should have pulled him to the side and let him know what it was hitting for. You see, people are so grimy, because that's what I would have did. I would have been like, yo, Meech.
You
Meech.
smelled it. You smelled it bad, bro.
Like, that's just it. Let me holler at you. That's what we got to start doing, man. Listen, stop talking about motherfuckers behind their back if you can't tell them to their face. I'm going to tell you, yo, bro, you smell a little like onion rings, boo. Like you know.
A little zesty, baby.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what real motherfuckers do. Like, period.
Back when we was little, we would be like, raise your hand if you sure. And then they put your hand, you be like, not you. You put your hand down.
No, there's a mean way and a nice way to
Probably
do
would
it.
have been like, oh my God, for real? For real. Sometimes people be more embarrassed for the other person. So they be scared to say something to them. But I'm not that person. I'm going to say something to you. I was in the airport and this lady was waiting on the line, TSA, and she had a hole in the back of her leggings, like right in the crack of her ass. And so all these people around and nobody's telling her, and she's with her man. So I'm like, I know he didn't see this. And so I went over to her and I was like, yo, excuse me, do you know you got a hole? And she was like, no. And then she was like, oh my God, but the bitch never said thank you to me, okay? But at the end of the day, I still told her, her man took his jacket off, gave it to her, she tied it around her waist, and that was it.
Wow.
That's love. That's love.
Something like that almost happened to me. So there was a time where like the Bloods was like on some initiation stuff and they was cutting everybody's face, right? So people had to be on high alert. And one day I was in the train and I had like a red North Face bubble jacket or some shit. And my father told me to be safe because of this jacket. I'm like, whatever. So this girl, she come up to me in the train station. She's like, come here. I got to tell you something. And I'm like, nah, you ain't got to tell me nothing. Because at this time, they would ask people for the time. And then they would like cut your face while you was looking at the time. So she like, let me tell you something. I'm like, nah, you ain't got to then tell me. So she like, just come here. I'm like, no. She goes, you got your period. I'm like, oh, it's a different kind of blood. Blood in, blood out. And that's what happened to me. So shout out to the women like Babs that be looking out for a sister. Now, Rockwilder, you've been around a lot of celebrities. Who's the funkiest, baby?
Yo.
The funkiest person in the world is Eric Sermon. Eric Sermon is the funkiest. Not because he stinks, it's just because he beats are the funkiest beats that I ever heard in my life.
Okay, that was good. That was a good one. Because I was about to say, Eric didn't smell when I was around him.
Eric is Lord, that boy is funky. That boy is funky with the so if it had to do with smell, pick it up the plate.
Yo, real quick, Rockwilder, Miss Lissa, excuse me. Somebody asked about Reservoir Dogs, and I totally forgot that was on your hit list too. I mean, Rock, you're just so rich in hits. Tell us how that record came about, how you felt with so many heavy hitters on Reservoir Dogs, and who you feel had the best verse.
Reservoir Dogs was a situation that that came about because Boy Pop, you know, he came to my crib, picked up this album, you know, said, "Yo, did you ever do anything with this?" And it was Shaft or something. So I did the beat, and he took the track, went out, and because Pop used to come to my house with ideas, he used to come to my house with little ideas on tape, and he would come to my crib, and I would just flip them for him. But then that morning, that specific morning, he didn't come to my house with anything. So he, you know, I went through the crate, and I was picking up records. So he was like, Shaft. I said, Shaft. He said, you ever did anything with Shaft? I said, nah, no, I ain't never did nothing with Shaft. Well, I did. So then he was the bridge between Eric and myself, because he was in this place where he would take the records that was flipped and then he'll go and try to sell them. So he left. Then at the same time, Rockwilder had needed a record from Eric Sermon, and Bernard Alexander had got that beat fresh from Pop and sent it over to Rockwilder, but Eric Sermon was the one for hire for that track. So when the song came out, my boys was like, "Yo, man, remember that track that you did from Shaft?" I said, "Yo, it's on Jay-Z's album." I said, "Nah, it ain't on Jay-Z's album." He said, "Yeah, yo, it's on Jay-Z's album." So when when I went to hear the album, the track was on there, and but I didn't get credited for it. But it was Eric Sermon's job. You know, now since I know how things work now, you know, Eric Sermon just pretty much took the track, gave it to him. But it started getting out that I was doing the track, that I did it, because people knew that I worked on it. So it actually was the introduction between me and Jay-Z, because the story is they were down in Florida on the Hard Knock Life tour, and not on Hard Knock Life tour. They was on some type of tour, and they put it on, and Twins and Rockwilder and all of was playing pool. So they said, "Yo, man, this track is dope." You know what I'm saying? Eric Sermon did his thing, and then Twins was like, "Eric Sermon didn't do that." You know what I'm saying? So they was just like, "Well, who did it?" Because Eric got the song won a Grammy. He said, "No, Rockwilder did it."
Now we fighting.
So then they was just like, "Well, tell Rockwilder to give us anything." So they took their 1 day off on tour. Rich and Ray, Twins, DJ Twins. I'll never forget this. I love them to death for this. They took 1 day off tour to come back to get a cassette from me, and went back on tour, and that whole side of that cassette got sold. That whole side of that cassette got sold, and you know, although I thought I didn't read kind of like the benefits of Reservoir Dogs, I did do Reservoir Dogs. And
I didn't know that. I didn't know that, and you're a better man than me, because I would have fought Eric.
It was still in the grind period, you know, because you know I just looked at it as, you know, well, I could have got it to Jay-Z. You know, Eric was the conduit between that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, although it went a weird way about it, but I'm also credited now on Wikipedia and stuff like that. Okay. You know, that staff took 100% of the fucking sample. Nobody did anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a notoriety song. But I on it, and you know, all the other records that were on that what is it? Life, what was that? Hard Knock Life? That was volume what? Volume 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I just feel like it was just a good thing to be part of. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got my credit.
Can I ask you this? Like, you know, the game is different now. You know, with streaming and social media and, you know, all of this, and everybody's a, you know, so-called producer right now. And, you know, it's a lot of people now that's, you could go and you could buy a beat, like they lease it. You could lease a beat, you know, you could buy the beat, you know, and people feel like, I know producers that was getting a lot of money for beats years ago, and now it's like, yo, I gotta sell my beat for dirt cheap, or I gotta put these beats up and lease beats and whatever. How do you feel about the game changing in that way?
Well, a lot of people don't even know this, but back in 2004, me and a dude by the name of Fat Fingers started a company called RockBattle.com. And RockBattle.com was like, besides SoundLink, we were the first. We were the second company to start a lease beats program. So, wow. but now check this out. This is how the lease program actually went. Our analogy towards it was, there are more people that are on than there are people that are on. So the people that would either want to do music or want to get on can't afford how to support producers. Like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have a very you know, the computer wasn't the tempo back in early 2004 to do tracks. It was like you had to have the hardware. You had to do all of that. So we did is, what I feel is, we created a middle ground for producers to be able to but lease a beat. And it's not yours, but you're able to use it. Now, check this out. Now, we didn't say sell a beat for $25. We said you can lease this beat for $50 or $100, but it's not yours until you want an exclusive contract with this beat. Now, check this out. There were producers like Lachon, Young Fire, Fafino, so many other production groups that were leasing beats at $100 now. Check this out. If you sold the beat to somebody for $5, no, and this is also at a time when people were taking your beats and putting them on mixtapes and not giving you nothing. Okay? So check this out. You sell a beat for $10,000, right? This guy leases a beat for $100. If that guy leases that beat 100 times, or let's say 1,000 times, at $100 a pop, how much does he get?
Yeah.
And not the person. He just leased that beat to 1,000 people. So you had dudes down with my program that were paying their way through college, paying their car note, quitting their job because they had leased beats actually making money for them. You know what I'm saying? Now, what got misconstrued is people thought, oh, I'm not selling a beat for $25. Nigga, yet I wouldn't want you to sell a beat for $25. But you can lease that beat for $50 to 100 people and get the same amount of money that you would get if you sold it one time.
So we had Snoop Dogg on the show last Monday, and he said that his next move is to get an artist and run with that because he's acquired so much knowledge in the game, has done so much. How do you feel about, you know, getting an artist? Or do you have artists, or what do you think about that field?
Oh, as far as if I'm working with artists right now?
Like, do you have your own artists, like, signed to you? Like, or you know, are you interested in that?
I have no artists actually signed to me right now. I think that whole sign to me thing is out of, like, I think everybody's their own managers, everybody's their own A&R. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everything is so hands-on right now. But I am working with artists. I'm working with a few artists, the young fellas, Tyrese, you know what I'm saying? I'm working with, you know, my son Pop, you know what I'm saying? You know, there's a lot of artists I'm working with, as well as the signed ones that I'm working with now. But I do appreciate what Snoop is doing. Snoop is really reaching out and
you breaking up a little, Rock. We can't really hear you.
I think hold on, I want to turn out. But I think he's really on point with how he's doing when it comes to artists, finding artists and stuff like that. He's really taking it back to the way things used to be. I feel like he's doing that very well.
Okay, you know, I'm friends with a producer, and you know, she was like, "Oh, you don't know how it feels." Because I let her hear some of my music. She like, "You sitting on all this damn music. If I was the producer of these tracks, I would be mad as hell. You don't know how it feels when a producer work hard and give you music and you don't put the shit out." Mm-hmm. How do you feel about? Do you feel this? Do you feel that?
Nah, I don't feel like. I come from a different world. I come from a different program back when, you know, the integrity was, if you did something for somebody, you put it out. I did something for Luck. Luck put it out. Luck wasn't holding on to it. It came out. You know what I'm saying? And every artist that I work with, it came out. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm not really I'm not in the tempo of what producers are doing now. It's like, you know, I work with what my career does. I work with Redman, I work with Method Man, I work with Eric Sherman, I work with Kim, or I work with, you know, this artist here. Like, you know, a lot of the new artists and the new producers kind of like deal with that type of thing. They deal with that. I don't deal with that. If you pull me out of the doghouse, you know, I'm lawyers, you know, it's just you know, and I'm not on the phone talking about, you know, give me 100 tracks or 20 tracks. No, we're not doing that. We're not. You call me out the house. You know, if I change my slippers to sneakers, you know, you calling me out. You calling me out for I'm this the bag. Yeah. My position is solidified. I don't ever gotta change my slippers to sneakers to go with the bullshit.
I hear that shit.
You know what I'm saying? You pull me out the house and have my son go to the nanny and everything, and I come out the house. Oh, if I come to a studio, you better know. You better know. You better know what's going on when I park.
You show a lot of love. you show a lot of love to a lot of up and coming artists as well too. You know, so shout out to you for that, because it's like, some producers, they only deal with people who may have a budget or somebody who may be, on and stuff like that. But I see you in like the R&B comments, or the R&B singers on the come up, and the new rappers who are work, are fire and stuff. So shout out to Rock, and Rock has never changed on luck. You know what I mean? Like I always give my flowers to people up and down, when I'm doing good, when I was doing bad, and then back on top again. Like, it's people like you who just always answer the phone, always show love. Yo, Luck, what you doing? Yo, Luck, and then Sidney Beach. Yo, rap on this, Luck. You know what I mean? Him and Eric Sherman going crazy. Luck, where you at? I'm in bed,
Oh, and
man.
let me tell you this. And I'm going to say this on this show right here. And now listen, this is just the way I feel. Luck is one with the females. Luck is on my top 5 dead or alive.
Oh man, thank you.
You heard?
Luck get busy. She be playing. I be telling her.
Luck is on my top 5 dead or alive, and just because of what I heard when she came in the game, she freestyled at Def Jam for the whole damn day. I was just like, yo. I said, who is this drug dealer looking chick? Because back then, Luck was chunky. Luck looked like she was hustling, like she was selling drugs in the hood with the hat to the back. You know what I'm saying? She looked with the sneakers on, everything. But Luck used to come and get like, hey ladies, to me, damages some of the chicks that's known out right now. If I play that record right now, I get chills, because that chick was just, I'm the chick that had me eating through an IV. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was just something else. And I always said, Luck, I always told you this. I said, Luck, you're on my dangerous hand. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, Rob. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you.
And everyone, make sure y'all stream Lady Luck's songs, okay? Babs Bunny songs, Rockwilder songs, because we got to support each other, get these streams going. They on all streaming platforms. And if you are playing music and you tired of your friends doing this, okay, everybody don't want to hear your music, but Lady Luck can get your music played on television. These placements are real. We just learned about publishing. Get these publishing checks. Email thegreatestentertainment@gmail.com.
No.
Oh,
the greatest.
hold on. Wait up. I also remember when Puff called me to do, because I'm just saying, it just hit me in my head. I do remember when Puff called me to work on some music for Making It a Band, and I went to that house that was in I don't know if it was Brooklyn or if it was in New York.
No, it was in Manhattan.
It was in Manhattan, and Babs freestyled for the whole freaking day too. So I gotta give that to Babs.
They got bars.
I forgot.
Okay?
Yo, Babs, I'm sorry, baby. I forgot.
I cleaned it up for you. That's why I did that for you. That's why I did that for you. It's just Kevin Lyles had me up in the office, but Babs, and that whole crew. But I remember Babs was a girl in the middle of the dudes holding her own, rapping, freestyle the whole freaking day.
Yo, Rock.
And she put that girl to bed.
Yo, Rock, there's videos, Rock. Like, we have a mixtape together called Femme. It's me, her, and Lady of Rage. And so we went on a promo run.
For real?
Yeah. And we did a song with my son, Cuban Link, and I forgot whatever. But we got Rodigo on there. You know, it's a dope mixtape called Femme. And we went on a press run. And there's radio stations where they would let Babs rap first. And I'm like, no, I'm not going next. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So I had to always make sure I had a new verse, because if Babs go first, and I didn't feel like I was, it's like a friendly competition with the gang. But no, I'm not rapping after that. I got up and walked out. What are y'all doing? Y'all trying to embarrass me here? So shout out B Bunny, man. I love having
Shout out Lady Luck.
I love having a
Shout
friend.
out all the ladies. Okay.
And
speaking of angry ladies.
Let me say this real quick though, Lissa. For any rapper, any MC, no, it's not easy to just spit from the top of the head.
It's not. That's why I say that. I emphasize on that. Yeah.
It is not.
Not hard. Not easy.
I say that all the time. That is a skill that most people wish they could have.
Yeah.
And my girl got that hands down. Like, she got that.
And you know what I hate? You know what I hate? Like, nowadays when rappers try to downplay it, like, yo, let's freestyle. I don't do that shit. Like, wait, hold up. That's just like saying, let's shoot a 3-pointer. Nah, I don't shoot them shits. Like, hold up. Nah, nigga. That is not an easy task.
Let me tell you, to have a skill where off top, and it's off top. Now, I ain't no disrespect to the battle rappers, but I do see some battle rappers do it, like DNA, Charlie Clips. There's some niggas that can pop it right off the pop it like right in the zone. But to have a like, cause back when that Making of the Band joint was like, Puffy wanted them niggas to like they had to be animals in a cage, and Babs was sitting there surviving in the midst of pit bulls around,
killing them niggas,
like surviving, like just going off the top. And I'm sitting there like, yo, all of them are going off the top. I said, but Babs is in the middle of all these niggas going off the top, like ga 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 ga. At one point, they had the sparring thing where they were just like going at each other, like ga 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 ga. Babs was up there like,
That's our era that we come from, you know, because I know even watching the band, I know that even without the cameras being on, I know Puff used to always just love the rappers to go against each other. Like, same thing at Def Jam. Like, niggas would come in there for a record deal and Kevin Loud's be like, look. And there's people who come up to me like, yo, you fucked up my deal with Def Jam. I said, brother, I don't even remember you, man. I was just trying to stay on. You know? I'm sorry, brother. You know, but
you was the gatekeeper, Luck. You was the gatekeeper.
Yeah, that's just the era that we come from. Just making sure, because back then, you know, guys, they didn't really take female rappers seriously. So you really had to like really rap so that people could give you respect and things of that nature. So shout out to every female from that era. You know, every female rapper doing anything. Much love to y'all. I love how many is in the game right now, just opening the lane. So, you know, shout out to Rod Digger and all the female rappers. Shout out to Remy, shout out Kim, Foxy, you know, shout out Soleil, you know, shout out Amil. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Amil, the last time we heard Amil was on a Rockwilder song. Wasn't it that Hands Up, right? Do It Again?
I gotta, yeah, she was on Do It Again.
Why didn't she do it again, Rockwilder? What happened?
Hold up, chill. There will be no Amil slander.
I just question. It's like unsung. It's a BEC unsung moment. We just want to know what happened.
Yo, I got a favorite story by Amil. When she was working on her Amil album, the whole thing was Jay was writing for her. Everybody was like, Jay was writing for her. We went up and we did 2 songs. We did Dead Wrong. Dead Wrong. I watched that girl with sweatpants, her hair to ponytail. She wrote that shit out. She wrote it out. And let me tell you something. When you listen to Dead Wrong, I see why she was down with that crew. She was getting to her. She was getting to her.
Yeah, shout out to Mill. Miss Lissa, you know, another thing, you know, a lot of artists don't understand, like, it's different nowadays. I envy the guys nowadays with streaming platforms and YouTube, and, like, I envy the new era and how easy things could be for them. But, like, back then, like, it was a lot of politics and a lot of different things. And I'll just have a humble moment. Like, I used to make fun of Amil so much in my raps. Like, you know, in my freestyles, I would go and say certain things. And I think her sister G-checked me one time in a DM or something, but not in a disrespectful manner. Okay. And or maybe it was, I think me and her sister had got cool and I just felt bad. Bottom line is, I got in touch with Amil, and I apologized to her for any shots that I had threw at her, because I used to be a little vicious and just throwing shots at Amil. And me being a female rapper who, you know, it's no secret, I ain't sell 1 million records, 10 million records, it's no secret. I know how life could get, you know what I mean? So I definitely don't want to make fun of anybody else. So shout out Amil. And I'm just telling you, I'm just putting it out there what I did. Like, I used to say, I was on this freestyle, everybody, Luck coming through the rap, you know, and Luck is getting all these views on these freestyles, and I was saying things that were nice. So I apologize.
Fabulous said that Beyonce checked him for a line that he said about Solange, when he said, if you could have Beyonce, would you want Solange? And he said that he saw Beyonce one day and she definitely G-checked him, no elevator needed. She had to let him know that she don't play that shit. So shout out to the sisters that, you know, stick up for their sisters. Now, quick question before we go. In a versus between Jaheim and Usher, who do you think will win? I know it's a crazy question, but Jaheim is on a campaign in which he says, Usher, you have 24 hours to respond. He said he wants all the smoke, and we thought he was talking about the Usher of a church. No, he wants to battle Usher. Usher Raymond. Why? I don't know. Do y'all think, who should Jaheim battle? people saying Life Jennings. Who do y'all think he should really battle?
I think Jaheim should battle anybody that he feel that he wants smoke with. Like if he feel he could go toe to toe with Usher, don't be mad at that man. Like he might got some tricks up his sleeve. At the end of the day, you should feel like you could go toe to toe with Usher. Jaheim, I'm not even mad at you. I want some of that shit that your butt man is giving you, because I want to feel the same way, my guy. And so I'm not even mad at you about it. You lit. When I seen that shit, I said, "Oh, he's super lit."
One day I was walking down Broad and Market Street in Newark, New Jersey, and I saw Jaheim. I'm like, "Yo, Jaheim!" But I'm playing. Everybody know that Luck is playing. And outside, this man with baby teeth. You know, this man that looks the way he does, he should battle drug addiction. This man turned around and proceeded to curse me out outside, in public, in front of all kinds of people. So me, you know, Lady Luck is very nice to everybody, everywhere. But Jaheim need to get off drugs.
Oh, so it really was Jaheim?
Shout out to Jaheim.
Yeah. Jaheim, I'm on your head until we get a apology.
We need to get a R-E-S-B-E. No? Okay.
Should I pull up the picture of him from Whitney funeral? Like, nah, chill.
I think Jaheim is a very great artist, but you're talking about you're gonna battle somebody who was a kid first, and then have to go from the record to the grown up stage. You can't throw something out there without knowing that. And then you know the verses is all about who the person brings out. You know who Usher's gonna bring out. Like gotta.
He bringing out Diddy. He bringing out everybody. He might bring out Michael Jackson. Like, come on, Jaheim. Are you kidding me? The man moonwalked with Michael Jackson, Jaheim. What are you talking about? You
can't dance. You can't dance like Usher. Usher can do Confessions and probably battle every hit record that Jaheim has on one album.
Jaheim, shut the fuck up.
He had some fire.
He should go against Life Jennings.
He has two great songs that I love, okay?
Life Jennings is who he should go against. He should go against Life Jennings.
Life Jennings, right? Both of them play their two songs, and then we get the hell out of here.
They warm up for somebody else. Somebody said Tyrese. Tyrese.
The hell?
Tyrese got some hit. Tyrese will mess around and have you on stage and be wearing your ass out because Tyrese got some smokers.
Yeah. You don't want no smoke with him.
He'll come through and smoke you. He'll smoke you really good. And
he's gonna smoke you with the what was it? The McDonald's commercial? What commercial?
Coca-Cola.
The Coca-Cola. He gonna smoke you with that alone.
He gonna smoke you. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get his chocolate self up there. Them girls gonna be in the thread going crazy and everything and all that stuff. He's just gonna kill you off perception and just music alone. You know.
I want to see this year Lil Kim versus Foxy in the verses.
That's not fair.
I want to see that.
That's not fair.
Yes, it is.
Kim got more records. Foxy stopped doing music
body
to a certain point. Now,
you know what might happen?
Foxy got joints. Foxy got joints, B. Y'all wildin', B.
No, she does have joints. And the same thing happened with Eve and Trina. We all were hell-bent that Eve was going to take the W.
Not me.
And Trina prepared for that, baby.
Not me.
I think Eve might have been pregnant while she was at the verse because she wasn't moving at all. And she didn't win. So we never know. Are we getting out or do we want to go into the chit chat? Let me know.
Rock, what's up, man? You gotta go? You with us or you gotta move?
Good. I can rock with y'all.
Go ahead, Miss Lissa.
It's a quick chit chat. We won't go into the in-depth one. We'll save that. Today's chit chat topic, speaking of smoking, if a woman lets you smoke her boots on the first night, does that make her a hoe? This guy says no. And then we're going to go here and then get everyone's opinion.
His opinion, that's fine. That's fine.
I don't even want to look at you. First night pussy do not mean she a hoe.
Exactly.
That means your connection was really that far.
Thank you, my brother.
And you might have had put that game down that night. No, hell no.
Crazy. You wildin'.
I know bitches who make you wait 6 months who coochie ain't shit.
That's his opinion. That's fine. That's fine.
I don't even want to look at you.
Fair enough.
Okay. Does giving it up on the first night make you no? Or does it just mean the vibe was right? Let's get everyone's opinion. That's our chit chat topic of the day.
Let me see.
A man on the panel. Let the man on.
Let's go to our guest.
Yeah,
Rock.
I want to hear what he got to say.
If she take the rock on the first night, she could still be your wife?
No.
You said no?
Just have some integrity just for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I could be any type of nigga. I could be the type of nigga on, and this is social media situation where you shouldn't give me too much of that with social media and everything going on, because like the way I figure like this, the way relationships go right now, I think you need to give a person a chance to fill out an application and know the priors and know what the hell's going on with this person before you just rocking with this person and getting in bed with this person. Now, I say this, more mature adults can have that type of situation, but because I guess people get off with the younger people, they can't do that. I feel like that's giving up the cookies too early.
No, I kind of agree with that. Real quick though, but what if you, like you said, the way today's society is, social media and all of that, right? And so now, what happens if you meet somebody through those terms, but you're vibing with them, you're talking to them all the time, you haven't met them in person
That was my
yet.
question.
Yeah, what happens then?
But I feel like social media does provide this type of meeting platform. So if you give a person the goodies and you develop that social media communication, I'm in front of your face. This is FaceTime. So if I'm looking at you and you looking at me and we having a conversation, we're actually talking.
You using filters.
Right. So that's what I was gonna ask. So is it the first night, like y'all just been talking because of, distance, quarantine or whatever, and then the first time y'all get together, y'all smash? Is that considered the first night, or I meet you in the club and I'm fucking the night?
Either way, the first time y'all together.
I think it's different circumstances.
If I'm already talking to you on social media, we're developing this type of thing already, and FaceTime is kind of putting us in this metaverse place. I think the first time we meet because we done talked about everything on the FaceTime. But I just go to a club. If I go to a club and I see a chick in the corner and she's looking like Megan Good, I don't care what's popping off. If she gives it up the first night, she's not Megan Good to me. She's some chick that looks like Megan Good, but just don't know how pretty she is because she's giving this shit to everybody. And then you can't do that. You can't do that in this day and age. I don't feel like you can. You can't. Not no first night out night like that.
Well, I did do it one time. One time in my life, no, I mean, I am a social media sniper, not anymore, but, I feel like if we've been talking, I get your phone number, we talking on the phone, like you said, Rock, for a minute, like, the first night, my energy is so crazy, I don't have to do nothing, so no, they not a hoe, like, shut up, like, you not a hoe. If we've been talking for a minute and then you finally get the bill, hey,
but that could still be a liar too.
You finally still got to see me in person. You can't contain yourself.
You could still be a liar just because we've been talking for a long time. Like you could still be your representative to all of these FaceTimes. Even texting, you got spell check. You could still be a dumbass. I don't mean nothing.
Nah, listen to me, Miss Lissa.
You might still want, and I'm not saying if you giving it up for the first night, baby, that's up to you. But
that
I'm saying
is true, but you just never know. And so because you just never know, I'm giving it up because you just never know. You could hold on to it and then it still be some shit. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, does it matter if it's 6 months from now or 6 hours from now? If the shit ain't gonna work, it just ain't gonna work. You know what I'm talking about?
I've met girls on social media. Now I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm pretty. Nicki Minaj shouted me out. I mean, I'm getting money now. So when I had got single for a minute, I must have spoke to over 200 and something girls. But it would be we on the phone. First it go from the messages. If you don't answer back, I lose interest because there's too many pretty girls. Then, like, if we make it to the phone, if your conversation ain't really there, then, I'm never going to call you again because there's too many girls. So I had got to the point where I was just like this, next, till you find the right chemistry. There's girls that I've talked to for a minute. We went out and, nothing happened, nothing transpired. And then there was girls when we sat down, like, do you want to finish the meal? So, I mean...
But
it was a good time in the single streets,
and I agree with Luck too. I think that Luck is right. Like sometimes it's just like If it's a vibe, it's there. And some women only want that one night. They not looking for Mr. Right. They looking for Mr. Right now. So if that's you,
it's different now.
And especially with these apps, like my friend, because I've never met anyone from the internet, not from a dating app, not from like any of that, not Instagram, not Nihente, not nothing, not Facebook. I've never met anyone off an app. But my friend was telling me she does like all the apps, like Plenty of Fish and all of these apps. And it's like they meet and then they literally like it's for the vibe. It's not for
First of all, if you're gonna do an app, make sure you do an app that you gotta pay for. So at least you know that this person at least got a bank account. Don't do no free shit. All the birds are on the free shit. You gotta do the shit that costs you like $49.99.
The one that's paying is not giving it up. They making you. They not.
Yo,
they not giving it up.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, fuck what they talking about, right? What you got to do is you got to make sure that you find this person on Facebook. You meet them on Instagram, then you ask for their Facebook page. Because then you get to see what they family like. You know what I'm saying? You get to see the stuff like, you know, the church pictures or if what they really into and things of that nature. You can see mutual friends. Like, I'm going to do my homework on you. You understand what I'm saying? I got to find out who you follow. Oh, she follows too many rappers. You know what I mean? These is the things that you have to determine nowadays, you know? So they could go pay for them apps. I don't know none of them people. I read a story. A man met somebody on Tinder and hung him upside down from the ceiling, chopped his balls off and ate him.
Tinder is free.
Tinder is free?
Yeah, that's the one, the free one.
Tinder free, Plenty of Fish is free. Some bitches on there is hit.
I got catfish.
I'm telling you where to go.
I let Plenty of Fish go. I got catfish. I got catfished on Plenty of Fish. I got catfished a couple times. I'm telling you, being a social media sniper, you get catfished, you know? So that didn't happen to me too. I got a game plan now. If y'all want to learn, I can sell game on how to get through the Instagram shit. And don't bring nobody to your house.
What you meant to say is I'm a vegan. No, not a virgin. You meant to say I'm a vegan, Craig.
No, you could be born again. Now, what about a first date overlooking a waterfall? But literally, take a look and let me know your thoughts.
I ain't going.
Are y'all here for this?
My answer?
They have a hammock.
Yes,
you could do they have a
yes.
hammock as well and a swing.
We want your answer. Yes.
This. If we have both got ourselves to that moment where we in a waterfall with some shit, I'm gonna be honest with you. What I said just a few minutes ago, because if we are in front of a waterfall and
we're fucking.
And I know she paid to get here. I know how much money we both paid to get to this island or whatever it is. The night might be different. The night might be different.
There you go. First of all, that shit, I'm not getting on nothing like that. I'm sorry.
That's what happens there is there. That's one of those moments. That's one of those, you know.
It's scary.
Yeah, you keep.
I couldn't even get my boo to go up in the Ferris wheel with me. Okay, I'm like, oh, let's go up. My boo is like, what? I'm not doing that shit. I'm like, yo, we could get up in there. We could roll up. We could smoke in there. Have a good time. Dub. Okay.
I'm not doing none of that.
Yeah, that gives me anxieties. Like just looking at it on the screen, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I like dates on the ground. Lady Luck likes expensive restaurants and expensive places.
So you don't do roller coasters?
I stopped doing roller coasters a long time ago.
I like roller coasters.
I stopped doing roller coasters a long time ago.
So you the bag holder, right?
Nah, I'm not there. The only roller coaster I like now is my love life. Other than that, like, I'm not. Shout out Kason in the building.
Somebody said if we're dating their waterfalls, we get married.
Baby,
facts.
We
married you already. We married you already. Okay, and we just trying to boost our love life back up for me to be in some shit like that. Okay, we done went through therapy. We went through marriage therapy and all of that shit, and we doing this to boost our marriage back up. That's why we.
I don't need nothing like that to boost our marriage up because I don't. What's up, Khadijah? I don't appreciate being hung over no waterfall. Now we gonna sit next to it. You know what I'm saying? We get in a boat, but nobody. I ain't doing no bungee cord jumping. Like I ain't doing none of that stuff that could snap. And then y'all watch rapper Lady Luck. You know, an accident, things snap.
Gotta stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to.
Exactly.
Now our last topic, and before we go, because Mr. Rockwilder, do you have children?
Oh yes, I have 3 beautiful children.
Okay, so then we definitely want to know your opinion on this topic. I know it got me a little angry. So a teacher was fired for, first he mocked a student that was a victim of a drive-by shooting, and the student got upset and instructed the teacher, and the 2 of them started fighting, and the teacher has been fired. Let's take a look at the video.
Get the fuck on them! Get the fuck on them! Bro! Get the hey, you got security? I ain't no security. As a teacher, bro.
Okay, some people are arguing that the child was wrong for striking the teacher. How do you guys feel? We can go to whomever wants to speak first.
Well,
let's go to the father.
If that child just did it to just be out of place, he was definitely wrong. But you don't know. He probably has somebody in his family who got killed or something. But I
know
the child was
shot.
He
child
got shot.
was actually shot. And then I don't know what led up to it, but the teacher said,
he told him, you're just another black boy that got shot.
Another black boy that got shot. And then the kids hopped on him.
That's when keeping it something goes wrong. When keeping it
keeping it real goes wrong.
I think you saying that and then that coming with it, that's you was just that's the karma for your words, man. I don't know, because that's just a weird situation. It's a weird situation, but you kind of played with fire with that. You don't say there's another black kid getting shot because some kid might feel like that's crazy. That was just a weird run of a weird situation. That was a weird situation that way.
As a father, how would you handle it if that was your child?
If that was my child and I did have somebody in my family that was killed or shot like that, I would have some type of disciplinary thing that I would do with him because of the attacking of the teacher, because nothing's supposed to take you over the edge like that to attack the teacher. But I do feel like where his sense of rage came from. I wouldn't be in the office trying to act like my son did something really so bad. I'd be like, listen, his brother just got killed, so he shouldn't have said no bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then the race card comes in also, because you don't sit there and say something to a black kid like that, because he's going to feel like in his heart, the movies that we watch up in the house, 12 Years a Slave, Birth of a Nation and all of that, you're insulting his culture, you know what I'm saying, or insulting his race or something. So my son will be a type of person that will get up and probably fuck you up for saying some bullshit like that.
Yeah, it depends on the individual. I will say that, because every child is different. I'm all for advocating for my kid, especially in a school setting. I'm not with, my kid. I feel like the boy was wrong. I don't even know what led up to that. I just know when I was going to school, it was hard for these teachers. We was not the type of kids that made it easy for them. And no, he was wrong for saying that. I don't know what led up to that, though. What the boy said to him first, I'm not sure. But I do feel like the boy was wrong for swinging, and then the teacher was absolutely wrong for what he did. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad they pulled out their phones and they recorded it, and and that he lost his job. But like Rock said, I would still discipline my son for swinging on a teacher. That's unacceptable. But we still, school is it could be a scary place for kids. My son is 7, and I'm leery every time I send my kid to school. And one time a kid messed with my son, he got the better of the kid, and then my son got in trouble. And then, you know, they call me to the school. I get up there, and before the principal could even say anything, my son is like, "Mommy, you told me if somebody hit me to hit them back." I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, but not for nothing, I was right. And even the principal said, "Your mother's right, but you know, you still need to tell." And not for nothing, no. If you hit my kid, he's gonna hit you back, and I'm never gonna be okay with him hitting anybody, because I don't want my son hitting nobody. But all of that, you gonna jump my son, and then he's gotta go and tell the principal, like, nah, be clearing this shit out, nigga. Throw your hands up, get it shaking, and then we gonna deal with this afterwards. Because if he don't bother you, you shouldn't be bothering him, and that's just it.
Luck.
Well, I ain't got no kids, but as far as my nephews is concerned, you know, that video was hard to watch because, you know, do you want to go retaliate, or do you want to take your frustration out with your attorney? I do know that, you know, it's certain guidelines that my sister, my brother-in-law, and I, you know, work with my nephews. Like in a situation like that, where the teacher says something like that to you, like you guys said, you don't put your hands on them. You go report, you know, what happened. You come to us. We get the news media involved, and we make a big deal out of it, and we get a bag with it, you know, because ultimately you fed into what the man said. Like, you know, he looks at you as a nigga, look at you as a wild nigga, and then it shows that we can't communicate properly and go through the right channels because we let our frustration get the best of us. So it's definitely a situation where control your anger. Like, you're going to have enough fights that you have to have in life. You could, you know, pick your
you can't be swinging on people because of stuff that they said to you. So I feel like they both was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, school is a scary place. It's a lot of children that get hurt in school. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And I remember being in school, you know, and I remember kids that got bullied, and I remember teachers that kids messed with. I remember all of that. And so all I got to say is that school is a scary place. And for me, I don't want my son messing with nobody, and I don't want nobody messing with my son. He's here to learn and, you know, build relationships, learn about life, get an education. But all of that drama, all that extra stuff, like, nah, ain't nobody meeting my son at 3 o'clock.
Amen.
It's not happening.
Amen.
That's right. Well, this was an amazing show. You know, another installment of Bacon, Egg, and Cheese. Thank you to our legendary guest, Rockwilder. For anyone that wants to keep up with you or get in contact with you, how do they do so?
Instagram, Rockwilder Music. That's the best one. You know what I'm saying? Facebook is pretty much for my family. You know what I'm saying?
Told y'all. Y'all better go look through them Facebooks.
You know what I'm saying? But everything else is Rockwilder Music. You hit me up, Rockwilder Music. If you hit me up DM, please give me a chance to hit you back, because there's a lot of DMs that come in and all that stuff. But you know, you could hit me up from there. And
I love my brother, and I'm definitely gonna be in touch with him so he can hear this gospel album that I put together. And
wow.
Thank you guys, and thank you for pulling up to the show, Rock. I love you so much, man. We really appreciate you here on the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show.
Yes, Rock. And when I call you to take the slippers off and pull up to the studio, I'm gonna make sure I got everything set up for you. Everything.
And she gonna post it after.
Everything right.
All right, we out of here.
That's right.
Let's go. Back.